Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video I'm going to go over some tips on how to bathe your bearded dragon, and also maybe some ideas on how to get your bearded dragon used to taking baths.
Alright, so it's bath time for your beardy. Whether you are looking at getting a beardy or you already have one and might not be having a lot of luck with taking a bath or feeling too happy about it, hopefully I've got some ideas, some suggestions that might help you make it a little bit easier and more enjoyable for your little guy here. So anyways, when I first got my beardy, he was just short of 2 months of age and really didn't like the water at all. It was like the worst thing in the world for him. I didn't put him in a full-size bath to begin with. I just used a little kind of dollar store Halloween handout candy bin that fit him just perfectly for his size, but the top wasn't overly high, so he was able to jump and get out of that no problem. First, I kind of picked him up, put him back in. He would jump out. I put him back in. So I think that led to a little bit of a bad start and him not enjoying baths. He thought it was a bad thing. So I put him in a full-size bath, and that ended those problems over time, not right away. But just for cleaning the dragon, I just use warm water, not too hot, obviously, and I'll fill it to this level, just as so it doesn't go over their back. And again, just a toothbrush. I'll let them sit in the bath for a few minutes first, and yeah, just give them a little scrub, not too hard of pressure, just a medium light pressure, and yeah, go under their nails, their scales, and that cleans them up really well. I don't use any sort of a cleaning product on them at all, just water, and yeah, that does the trick. And it is important, if you are using a bath for your dragon, do fill up the bath first with water before you put your dragon in. Make sure it's a good temperature. And also, for another important reason, is you don't want to have your dragon drowned. Briefly, a bad moment happened to me. I went off to get a towel while he was in there and I was filling it up. I came back really quickly, but the water level got higher than I thought it would have in that short of time. And if anything happened where I got distracted, the poor guy could have drowned, and that would have just been unimaginable, that thing happening. So yeah, please be careful when you're doing so. Keep your animal out of the bath while the level gets to a good safe height, then put him in afterwards after you check the temperature. All right, and the next thing is how often do you have to bathe them? Uh, I bathe mine usually once a week, sometimes twice a week, and that seems to be uh, pretty good for that. And how long I leave them in for, usually up to 30 minutes now. He'll really soak in that and really enjoy it. If you're starting out introducing him to a bath, just a couple minutes at a time maybe, then every so often just make the duration last a little longer, like up 5 minutes, 10 minutes, etc. Just so they get comfortable with it and become accustomed to it and enjoy it. So, yeah, really, how long it's up to you. It's and how long your dragon accepts it for, I guess. Really, um, if you're leaving them in for a longer time, just take note that the water temperature does drop over some time, so you might just have to top it up with a little bit of warm water. And another thing I would say is whenever they're in the bath, I would not suggest leaving the room, because if you leave the room, even though if they're in there for a while, it's kind of hard to spend a half an hour sitting there. But maybe bring a book in, read, or your phone, but try to avoid walking away, because anything can happen. If you leave the room, you can get a phone call, someone can come to the door or whatever. Last thing you want is to forget about your dragon soaking in the bath and then coming back an hour or two later, really seeing that they're in freezing cold water and they're freezing cold. It's just something you want to avoid, and you don't want them getting in that bad spot. But yeah, anyways, drying them off, I get them pretty dry. I don't get them 100% dry. A good 80% is, I think, is fine. And then here is the bowl I used, that I was mentioning, that I first used whenever he was young, and again, worked good for size, just easy for him to jump out. And I think the biggest rough start for me with having him comfortable in baths was he wanted out, I put him in. He wanted out, he jumped out, I put him back in. So over and over and over, kind of stressed him out and give him a bad impression of bath. So taking him out of this bowl, putting him in the full-size bath, really, I think, was the turning point of him enjoying it. So again, all of this, it's not rocket surgery. It's pretty straightforward, self-explanatory. But again, little tips that I've learned along the way and kind of trial and error. Hope some of this stuff will help you along the way and get your dragon comfortable taking baths and enjoy it. And yeah, it's really good for them. Hydrates them. Some might drink from the bath a little bit, some won't, but it's good to keep them clean. And yeah, that's pretty much wraps up the video. So yeah, I do appreciate you coming by and checking out another video, and we will catch you again.